Welcome into SportsSource.tv or our YouTube channel if you're watching us there. Thank you for watching us. Joined today by Chuck Cavaleris, former Vol quarterback Bobby Scott, Jimmy Himes, former Vol quarterback Sterling Hinton. Rumor has it he'll be attending a very big boxing match that's coming up.
Absolutely.
Impressive.
Going to Vegas.
You and your Vegas ties. Yeah, we'll see if you even make the boxing match. That's good. I want to say thanks to start the segment to the folks. Well, let's go back to that big. There you go. Jinx Logos. Jinx Logos and Jimmy Andrews. He is a working owner, folks. When you call the company, you get Jimmy. And when you sit down and say, okay, I want this and this and this for my sales force. I want them to wear this and this and this. He's going to give you options that you won't believe. He's got a catalog. I'm not kidding. Catalog is that thick, and that is just the clothing. He's got another catalog of all the, golf balls and mugs and the kind of handout stuff. He'll sit down with you and work through the best option for you. And the great thing is, all the pricing is fantastic. I can tell you from experience, Jinx Logos. You need to call them if you're a business owner or business manager, anyone trying to get your brand out there in front of people. All right, back to the Von Pearson situation. I think it's certainly societal. There's no question. This isn't just Tennessee. But right now, unfortunately, the wheel spins and it's spun toward you. They're working on it. Sterling, they do the Wednesday sessions, but not only do you have the 4 rape stories that have come out in the last 12 months, and 2 of them wound up being nothing. One of them with A.J. Johnson and Michael Williams is going to trial in August. Now you have the new Von Pearson situation. You also have Trayvon Polk, who was booted from the team for allegedly punching a girl. The issue of violence and women, at some point, and here's the thing, they got a 4-star offensive lineman to commit yesterday, but at some point does that start to work against you when you're in a living room talking to mama? Thoughts? Everybody's looking at each other.
Well, I'll go first. My thing is, these issues have been happening in society for a long time. Athletes, we live in a glass bowl. You got to get past that moment. And that's why you need to travel in teams with someone that to get you past that moment. We all, even us here, no one's first name Jesus, last name is Christ. We got to get past that moment. None of us are perfect. It's unfortunate what's happening right now with some of my athletes. Hope we see it through. Hope the truth comes to light right now, just alleged. But, we got to get past those moments to get ourselves out of those situations to even have that possibility.
Well, you don't want to put yourself in the situation to even have a charge or allegation made against you or to be a suspect. We don't know what Von Pearson did, so we don't know if he's guilty.
Right.
But you've got to try to put, and look, sex is going to happen on campus.
Yeah.
All right. So, but you got to be smart enough to avoid difficult situations that might put you in peril. And I don't know what all happened, and I'm not sure how many people do know what happened. But when you have this many situations of allegations and charges that have been out there, you've got to wonder about the mindset of your football community.
You've got alcohol involved. We knew that.
Mm-hmm.
They had this player, and of course you have on the witness list Pig Howard and Damari Mixon. Mm-hmm. They all went through and watched what happened with Michael Williams and A.J. Johnson last year. As Sterling said, you want to go in a group, but you got to have a group that's thinking too and says, guys, we've seen this play out on our team before. We don't want to be the next case. Sex would be nice, but let's get out of here. We'll do this some other time. Thoughts on how this would affect? I mean, I'm amazed that it. To me, it seems like if I'm Butch Jones, it would be or an assistant, it would be very difficult for me to have to go in the living room and talk to moms and dads when you've got this in the news cycle.
I guess it's happened. Happens at other places and everything too, to some extent. So it's not unique just to Tennessee. But I know it's hard, for Coach Jones to go in and sit down and talk to a mama like that. But, he's got to convince her that, we're going to monitor the situation as close as we can. I mean, and that's all you can do. I mean, that's all he can do is try to stay on top of it and make sure it doesn't happen. But it's just about an impossible situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're really looking at, and John, yeah, obviously people will use it against, that's why Butch Jones mentioned that in his comments. I think you're looking at, if you haven't already, you need to form a leadership council of players that you know you can trust. And I'd go another step with so many players off campus that if you had a 1 o'clock curfew, you're supposed to be in your dorm room with your, I'm not your dorm room, with your teammates at 1 o'clock in the morning, and if an assistant coach knocks on your door and there's somebody else there, you're in trouble. I mean, you have to take some kind of step to prevent this, even if it's that. And
Look,
Pearl may not agree.
Who's going to be there at 3
they do have
o'clock?
a little
Who's
bit
going to
of
be there
Well,
at
you-
3 o'clock in the morning?
Well, but I
and
mean,
4 o'clock in the morning.
You gotta. Then somebody
it's-
has to
Here's-
take ownership.
Here's the next question. At what point, and this isn't fair to whoever gets popped next for whatever it is, but at what point does a coach say, next call I get, you're just dismissed? Done. You're out. I don't care if it's Josh Dobbs. I don't care if it's jaywalking. Next call I get from the KPD, you're done at the University of Tennessee. Is that fair to the next guy if he's, if the charges turn out to be not true, whatever it is, if it's jaywalking? No, it's not, but does it send the right message to where these guys are like, I'm not going out tonight, I'm sitting here with my books? Sterling
No,
shaking his head.
Absolutely not. That's nowhere near fair, and I don't think you can even.
I know it's not fair.
I don't even think you could apply it and consider your reign over the team as being a civil reign. It's just a moment. You got to find a way to get with guys that's going to pull you out of situations that present themselves. And we don't know what happened here. The truth isn't out yet. We just have alleged situations.
Well, I know that, but Sterling, look, I'm discussing a topic that is putting the University of Tennessee's name and football program across tickers, CNN, Fox, ESPN. It's out there.
Of whom I love this University of Tennessee football
love-
program.
That's okay, fine.
Absolutely.
That doesn't have anything to do with the fact that we can't talk about the fact that this is going
say
on.
that. It
John,
goes
I
on.
I mean, we keep saying that it's just allegations.
John, I would-
Agreed, it's just allegations. But we keep hearing the allegations about the same issues, and I wonder if you're the UT administration, what are you thinking?
But what about the phone call you would have gotten about Coleman Thomas that really shouldn't have been charged? I think Coach Jones is sending a good message by saying you're suspended indefinitely, and then we'll see how things play out. I mean, a lot of places are going to say, well, we're not going to comment on an ongoing investigation, and then we'll wait to see everything works out. It says a pretty strong message. You're suspended indefinitely.
He's
something
acted
happens.
quickly on all of these. I agree with that. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. But it's not working, apparently.
But Coleman
issue.
Thomas, it turned out he was wrongly accused, right,
we're
guys?
focusing
Well,
on. My point is, do you draw a line in the sand? All right, let's say you don't dismiss them. You suspend them indefinitely no matter what the arrest is. Do you go to the red button? I'm tired of this. Next guy to get involved in something is going to get, as Bobby likes to say, a fanny whooping. We're going to whip some fannies. At some point, do you say, all right, I'm disciplining these guys, but it's not taking, especially in this issue. And yes, they have to be smarter. Got that.
Yeah.
I don't know any more that he can do educating them. He started classes.
Yeah.
So, do you scare them is what I'm getting at. Jimmy.
Well, yeah, you scare them with it, and you meet and you talk with them about it. Back to your point about recruiting, could it affect recruiting? Sure, it could, because that's going to be used against you. If you're Butch Jones, you argue, I take swift action. We don't tolerate this. We're still changing the culture, and we're going to rid people of the culture that don't buy into what we're doing. What you do to me, where you judge Butch Jones, is what action do you take after they get in trouble. The hard thing is that I'm not sure that if somebody gets a parking ticket, you say, boom, you're indefinitely suspended. So, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I would be more inclined to take a look at the offense and then take that action and make it severe and make it harsh to where you get their attention. But you can talk to people till you're blue in the face, and they're still going to misbehave to a certain degree, in particular when you're dealing with not just 85 scholarship players, but 20 some odd walk-ons as well.
Okay. All right. Anything else to add, guys?
No, I think Jimmy hit it right there. You do all you can do, and that's all you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, and when he suspends them, wait, see how it plays out. You get rid of them right now, just like he's done. I think he's handled it about as good as he can.
I do too. I think the problem is, why do we keep having this
Right.
pop up?
Oh, well, can I give one quick answer to
Nature
that?
of-
Because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, alcohol and possibly other things are involved, and I don't care how much you scare somebody, the message you've given probably does not get across at 3 o'clock in the
It
morning.
gets blurred.
It gets blurred.
It gets blurred at 3 o'clock in the morning. All right. Thanks to these guys. Sterling, who loves that university, loves that football program.
I do.
All right. We'll see you next Sunday on the Sports Source, 11 a.m., Channel 6. See you there.